Caleb Whalen, LA Brewers, University of Portland.
Matt Teets, LA Brewers.
Legacy High School, and UNLV is where he pitches. Torres, the tall left-hander, 88 to 92 miles an hour, and a chance for talented southpaw to showcase himself. He introduced himself a moment ago. Caleb Whalen, Washington native, will lead things off. It was a good year for the sophomore on the mound out of UNLV. And John and I are glad to be playing baseball. As the first pitch, a fastball. Off the end of the bat, it dies in left center field. This is a wood bat game, a wood bat league. Didn't have that crisp sound off the end of the bat, but a base hit to start it.
You know, oftentimes when you're the leadoff hitter, you know the pitcher wants to get out and get ahead right away. So oftentimes that first pitch of the game is a fastball right down the middle. That time Whalen did a nice job of staying patient, as you mentioned, off the end of the bat, first pitch of the game, but productive.
Caleb Whalen with his second opportunity. He singled in the first, was erased on a 6-4-3 double play.
Portland is number 7, Caleb Whalen.
Wears the Brewers Summer League jersey and plays for the LA Brewers down in Orange County, and was a Brewers selection back in 2011, 42nd round pick of the Milwaukee Brewers. And the Milwaukee Brewers actually step up and support this program, and that's a really cool thing to hear about, all the way back in the Midwest, keeping an eye on Southern California talent. There's that fastball, 91 miles an hour, didn't wait around, and he fouls that one off the end of the bat. 91 first pitch.
Well, the other thing that's interesting to note about Whalen is 2013 all-academic team in the WCC. She talked about his dad also played AA baseball, and so, you know, he's the ultimate of what you would call a student athlete, you know, be able to get it done on the field as well as off.
That pitch that sailed to the backstop. I would imagine Whalen not very comfortable. 97 miles an hour with a little bit of inaccuracy to it. Breaking ball to Dandy, but it misses low. So take me in the batter's box. You know, a guy throws hard, pitch sails to the backstop.
Well, you know, it's very effective pitching as far as I'm concerned, right? Because if you're the batter, you know that the ball can end up anywhere. You're not as, you know, standing in as strong, knowing that the ball can go to the backstop, and he can show some command of the zone. He has the batter right where he wants him.
Belt high at 94 has the count even up at 2-2.
Well, often pitchers will use that as a ploy. You know, they always say if you throw too many strikes, that's called batting practice. You know, you don't want to get up there and be a pitcher throwing batting practice. So, you know, sometimes pitchers that understand they throw hard, they'll sail one up and in, or, you know, throw one to the backstop just to let the batter know that I might not have all my stuff tonight.
Another fastball in the mid-90s has the count at 2-2.
But you see, when Weigel wants to throw that fastball in there, he's getting it in. And the key for him is to keep the ball out of the middle of the plate. That's one thing he's been talking about in terms of you have that high-velocity fastball, but commanding that fastball is a different story.
A twist and turn in his delivery, spun off on that breaking ball, which means it stayed up and in, so he hit him. So you make a lot of good pitches, and they go by the wayside when you overthrow a breaking ball. Whalen reaches, and Whalen, as we established earlier, is certainly a threat to run.
Well, 83 to 86 mile an hour, you take that right off the shoulder. It's called wearing it. He knows it's gonna hit him, so he just throws a bicep in there, takes one off the bicep, he's on first base.
Whalen had a .320 on base percentage this season in college baseball. Line drive to center field. Matt Teets, who rolled into a double play, is erased. Goes quickly after the first pitch, and the young man out of New Jersey is the first out of the inning.
He actually squared that ball up pretty well, just hit it right to center field. Had good backspin on it and just carried right to the center fielder, but that ball was struck well.
Connor Smith now. Smith struck out back in the first inning. Just a little bit high and inside with the slider there, a breaking ball. Top of the fourth inning, scoreless ball game. California Collegiate League All-Star Game. Aaron Sutton, John Jackson, Lindsey Rose, glad to have you with us. And that one goes right back to the screen. And we have a fun perspective here compared to a lot of broadcast booths. We are very low. I mean, we are sitting Ernie Harwell style back at Old Tiger Stadium, right up on top of home plate. Scouts just in front of us. That's a great way to take in a baseball game. And it's a fun perspective. Certainly we're spoiled as that one at 94 misses low, throw down on a hop. Talked about the speed of Whalen. There it is, his 9th stolen base of the summer.
And Whalen got a good jump, and oftentimes when you're the base runner, you have two choices: to steal the base off the pitcher or off the catcher. That's a good throw, good release by the catcher, but Whalen had a great jump. So, those things combined, keeping the ball down in the zone, has led to that low ERA, and of course, low ERAs lead to wins.
Fly ball right center field. And that one gets over the head of Louis Lekix and goes all the way to the wall, hustling on around, showing off that speed, heading into third. Standing up is Caleb Whalen. Whalen's been on 3 times. Single, hit by a pitch, and then drove that ball that ended up at the base of the wall, and he showed off the speed, which he's been doing all night long as well.
Yeah, that's something the scouts will really be impressed with, the ability to drive the ball the opposite way. You know, complete hitters will use the entire field, and it makes it difficult for the outfielders to really line up and get a bead on where he's going to drive the baseball. That time he drives the ball to right center in this big park, and it's a stand-up triple for Whalen.
Saberhagen, breaking ball, driven, well struck to left field. Teets up against the wall. A couple of wall balls. Teets in there standing up. We have offense, folks. The LA Brewers, a couple of men sent to the plate representing the South squad. It's Whalen with the trip.
Down the line, 401 to center. Exactly. Well, when you go to some of these big-time colleges, it's such equivalent of playing your college baseball season, a tough league. Wood bats, get your at-bats in and get ready for next year. At half, and you know, it's easier said than done.
1-0 the count to Caleb Whalen. Caleb, one of the fortunate players who gets to play this entire game.
And making the most of it, 2 for 2 on the night.
I thought the same thing. He's also reached, he took a breaking ball on the elbow. So 1-1 the count on Caleb. Caleb out of Vancouver, Washington. Didn't mean to. More running fastballs right in on the knuckles. 1-2 the count. John told us earlier that Caleb's father played professional baseball in the Padres organization. I will add to the fact that his mom, Lisa, a very good athlete as well, she played college volleyball and college basketball. So fortunate to have those genes passed on down. We've already seen the athleticism and speed from this man. Stayed back nicely on a breaking ball right out over the plate. Both runners looking for extra base, and they grab it. Whalen with a double. Single. Hit by a pitch, tripled, and now doubled. If he knocks one out of here, he'll hit for a cycle in the All-Star game.
What a night. And it's been on a variety of pitches. This one a curveball. Waits back beautifully, drives the ball into the gap for a double. That's picture perfect hitting, and you know, that's a sign of a guy that can swing the bat, is when you're on balance at the plate and you're not guessing pitches. You can wait, see the ball out of the pitcher's hand, wait back and drive that curveball into the alley. That was picture perfect hitting by Whalen.
Fastball right in on the hands. The infield is in. Who's covering the bag with the flip, and it gets away. And another run will score. O'Hearn went back to cover the bag. French not over there, the pitcher. Run scores 2-0.
Yeah, well, one of the difficulties when you're playing an All-Star game is that you're not familiar with, you know, some of the bunt plays, or in this case, a jam shot, and who's going to cover first base. See both guys break for the baseball, and there's nobody at first base, and then the throw, the long season.
Infield played in, but that slow roller, tough decision at short there. Mijares decided to make the decision to go on over to first. Another run scores, and some more tough luck for French.
It is, because he got the ground ball he wanted, but it wasn't hit hard enough so there would be a play at the plate. But look at the jump by Whalen. He does a great job at third base of anticipating that ball going into the dirt, because he knows there's a single ball pitcher on the mound. He's able to get a great jump from third to where there is no play at the plate, and another run crosses. It is so critical in college baseball.
In on his hands with a catcher running, should be and could be too, and it is. But talk about coming up with a pitch. Missing quite a bit, Dylan Tate, trying to stay on hands, and it was a double play.
Yeah, late running, late fastball breaking in on the hands of McClanahan. He did not barrel it up and get the barrel out in front. These are that classic 6-4-3 double play, and exactly what Tate needed.
Well, when the bright lights are on, you want to put on a show at a showcase, and Trent Zacks has done that. He keeps peeking at the monitor. Am I going to get a chance to see my plays there? Yeah, at some point. We'll make sure. Former college center, make sure. Former college center fielder, what have you seen?
Oh, well, anytime you can get great defensive plays like Zach has displayed tonight is obviously a help to the pitching staff, but also
By with the MVP of this contest. Lindsay, take it away.
And they're bringing his MVP trophy in right now. Caleb Whalen, what a night for you. A home run shy of the cycle. What was tonight like for you?
It was just a lot of fun, you know, just be out here with all the best guys in our league, and I don't know, it was just a blast out here.
You seem to be adapting pretty well to the wood bat.
Yeah, I kind of like the wood more than aluminum right now, so hopefully I can stay with it.
So for a game that started off so slow, offensively speaking, this really turned into an interesting one here in the bottom of the ninth. What happened there?
Yeah, I mean, those guys made contact, and we just had to battle through it, and our pitchers did a good job there at the end to keep us alive. We got the win.
Tell me about the quality of pitching in this league.
Oh, there's a lot of good pitching, man. Those guys got a lot of arms, a lot of guys with some good velocity, so just glad that we could get the win over them. That's big.
We saw some impressive defensive plays today. Trent Zacks stands out.
Yeah, our center fielder did a heck of a job, man. Those are 2 ESPN plays right there, so hopefully he'll be on there later or something.
Caleb Whalen holding his trophy here. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
Great stuff, Lindsay. We appreciate it. We want to thank our entire production crew.